Welcome back from the break. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on Newsx. In a shocking incident, well-known Telugu TV news anchor Swetcha Votarkar has been found dead at her residence at Jawahar Nagar in Hyderabad. According to preliminary findings, Swetcha's bedroom was locked for several hours. Her 13-year-old concerned daughter called neighbors when she didn't open the door. When they opened the door, the 40-year-old anchor was found hanging from a ceiling fan. When the ambulance arrived, the paramedic staff declared the anchor dead at her residence. Police have suspected suicide as a possible cause of death. However, no suicide note was recovered from her residence. Police have not ruled out other possibilities. Her body has been shifted to the Gandhi Hospital for postmortem to determine the exact cause of death. Swetcha posted an emotional message hours before her death, indicating she was under extreme mental stress. Police are investigating both personal and professional aspects in this case. Her father has filed an FIR in the Chikkadpally police station where he has named an individual as the cause of her death. Swetcha was a prominent figure in Telugu media industry and will always be remembered for her fierce news reports and contributions in the field of journalism. Shri Salem, senior journalist, is joining us live. Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer, is live with us. Dr. Nisha Khanna, senior psychologist, is joining us live. Dr. Ishwar Gilada, member governing International AIDS Society, is also with us. Ramakant Gaur, Supreme Court lawyer, also is now joining the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Sanjay Sahai. What do you make of this incident from Hyderabad, and prima facie, what do you believe could have led to her death?
See, whatever is available on the public domain and what the father has told about the incident is that this lady talked to her father telling that the relationship has ended. So present all the indications, they point towards suicide, and at the back end of the suicide is a very toxic relationship which continued for, I think, quite some time and finally broke off. I think father tried to intervene earlier and he was asked not to do so. And if he pressurized into doing something about the relationship, then she would commit suicide. So broadly, what we have been seeing all around the place is a relationship toxicity as we call it, and that is happening in quite a few cases. So primarily, you get into a relationship, you don't know how to move out of it, and you get stuck up. You literally get sucked into that relationship, and one of the partners, not necessarily men all the time, but one of the partners, they gain a control of the whole situation and try to harass and exploit in whichever manner they feel like. As far as the police case is concerned, it would be a simple case. They'll be able to find out the motive, and the concerned person will be fixed for abetment of suicide. Present indication, the postmortem report is still awaited, but the present indications very clearly show that might be we are moving towards a case of suicide wherein this particular person might be held responsible depending on whatever facts, whatever evidence, both circumstantial and technical come out to the fore. This case seems to be moving in that direction. But the larger picture
If there is now an FIR, if there is now an FIR Lord Sanjay Sahai by the father against a particular individual, what will be the police's next course of action? Will that individual's interrogation then be very crucial in this case? If that individual has been indeed named by the father in this complaint which has now become an FIR.
See, the job of the police is to look from every single angle. And the FIR certainly is an important document from where you start and move ahead. Now, this suspicion or this indication or this clue has been shown. Police will do a foolproof job in finding out in variety of ways. I'll not say this interrogation, that in a variety of ways, they will come to a very conclusive evidence whether this fellow was responsible, he was not responsible, as per the abetment of suicide is concerned.
Shri Salem, let me draw you in here. It's very disturbing how a member of your fraternity has died in this manner, of our fraternity actually, has died in this manner in Hyderabad. What do you make of this incident, and what could have possibly led to it? Do you believe there were professional reasons at play, personal ones?
Yeah.
Prima facie, what is your inference, Shri Salem?
Pratap, good evening. Actually, I know Swetcha before she joining in the media. More than 22 years onwards, I know Swetcha family and his father, and total family is very well known to me. Whatever it's happened, really, it's very sad news. I never expected she will commit, she will do like this. Swetcha, really, she's a very brave girl, And I mean, after seeing this news, it's really shocking to me. Why? Because she actively participated in Telangana agitation and several journalistic agitation. Even when she working in the TV9, some political motives are working against the our organization. She represented on behalf of the organization. She's very brave woman. I never even anticipated she will do like this. But I know her personal life very closely and each and every place and what are the ups and downs in our life also I know very well. Last 6 months back also I spoke to with her, but whatever happened, it's a very sad news. I'm thinking it's as a suspicious death only, not suicide. But because where she working, she representing one very reputed channel and backed directly or indirectly backed by one political party. And that political party supremo said that if anyone having the psychological problems, kindly consult the professionals in his ex post. It means that he is not taking the responsibility. In spite of taking the responsibility, he degrading the situations. Very sensitive situations he is degrading. I'm Mr. KT Ramarao post. I'm opposing his post, and this is not the way to work in a media. Since last 30 years or 28 years, I'm in the media field. I know
Yes.
each and every corners of the print media and electronic media, particularly in electronic media, in Telugu media, lot of such kind of incidents are taking place.
What do you then believe, Sri
Management
Salem?
should take
What do you then believe, Sri Salem, could be the factor at play here? What could have possibly, made her take this extreme step?
A lot of psychological and mental pressure, and to against whom allegations are leveled. He already married and he having very good family life. Since last 5-6 years, they are living together, and a lot of things are there in between. Lot of things happen. Large level, it has to be investigated. Why? Because Swetcha is very brave girl. I know her very well. Her father was a very great left-oriented organization. He worked as a PDSU state president, and they are running one publication house. That is the corner and center point for the all left-oriented agitations in Telugu states.
Okay.
She came from such a background. She
Yes.
never take this type of steps. I don't think.
Since you knew her, tell us a bit about her. How was she as a person? Are you shocked that she took such a step?
And very talkative, and she's very mingle with all type of persons, and as usual, I never say that she did any wrong things or anything, but she's very friendly and she's very subject oriented. She's a very good lady. I know her personally. We traveled several times to participate in a Telangana agitation movements in a different districts. But she used to give courage and motivation to all others. I know several friends, in general, female journalists and female anchors or female staff who are facing in the media organizations such kind of exploitations or such kind of harassment. She used to counsel them. She used to represent on behalf of the Telangana Journalist Forum, on behalf of the all working journalist platforms. She actively participated in all agitations, and she recently elected as a executive member for the Housing Cooperative Society. And whatever it's happened in a suspicious condition, I never expect Swetcha will do such kind of things. I don't know what are the forced circumstances. Already FIR lodged, police people are investigating. 6 special teams constituted to catch hold of Mr. Purnachandar, against whom allegations are leveled.
Okay. Okay. Let me also get in Dr. Nisha Khanna here, because Dr. Nisha Khanna, a very emotional post reportedly was put out by the journalist just a few hours before she allegedly committed suicide. Now, what do you make of that post? Did that show you what kind of mental stress she was undergoing? And, is it often that in these, jobs and in these kind of work environments, mental health is not often prioritized enough?
Yeah, the work-life balance in our lives is very much important. And especially, I think so, we all know that the people who are working in India, especially as a journalist, they have to work in sometimes for longer hours when the emergencies are there. And you have to understand that any person who commits suicide, there is a lot of reasons behind that. And one of the major reason is that person is unable to bear the, I would say, psychological or mental pain. And to finish that pain, the person will go to that extent to commit suicide. Now, the numerous factors can be responsible for that. Definitely, the person must be suffering from mental health issues. There is no doubt. Now, whether she was taking some help regarding the same or not, I am not aware. But I think so. The people, whoever is facing such issues, may have to go and not think about that there is a some sort of stigma related to all these things when we are suffering from mental health issues, because most of the time we are not going to take medication. We do not want to share our personal life with anyone. It may be the psychiatrist, it may be the psychologist. I would say that especially if there is a relationship issues, whether the relationship is with your partner, whether you have any personal stress, go through the meet and psychologist, go and meet a relationship counselor. They can help you out. And there are lots of people who are in toxic relationships, doesn't do anything to help themselves also to get out of the relationship, or are they in pain, they do not want to take help because there is a lot of stigma associated to that. And I think so, I do not know, India here, the stigma is the major reason where people do not want to go. And I think so, from through your channel mediums, I would say people have to start accepting mental health issues are very normal. The way we are going to the physician for our fever, cold, and sneezing issues, we should go to a doctor, to a psychologist, and in extreme cases, to a psychiatrist. Most of the time, the research also says that the people who go and commit suicide, they numerous times or months ago talked about suicidal ideation. They talked about they are having such sort of thoughts. It may be a warning sign somewhere. They need professional help. Most of the time, I have also seen that people do not take step. They do not want to take help because they feel hopeless. They feel there is no future. They feel worthless. They think they can't do and can't have no scope to be out of the situation.
Okay.
And it's basically they maybe leave the we can say hope to live a life, and they are stuck in their own world, which may be their own perception. It may be a deep down depression. May be one of the reason that the person go to that extent in a relationship also, because I think so most of the time when we make relationship our life, vice versa, we make career our life, then it impacts a lot. If everything we make it as a part of life, then everything can falls in place.
Okay.
Maybe the work has
Okay. Let me get in Ramakant Gaur as well at this point. Ramakant Gaur, now of course the case is going to be in the ambit of the police investigation. We have to wait and watch as to whether an abetment to suicide case will indeed be slapped against this individual whom her father is accusing of her taking this extreme step. However, the lack of a suicide note, does that complicate this case as well?
The suicide note could have articulated the reason, but now we don't have any reason which is transpired on the record. Having said that, the police would not only look into various investigational aspects as Mr. Sahai elaborated. What would be done is whether any act of that accused would lead Swetcha to commit suicide or not. Or was that a reaction or overreaction? I maybe sound weird at this point in time, but the law looks at it this way. Whether this particular act committed by an accused can lead to the suicide, or this may be a case of clinical depression. See, this is a tragic step taken by a person who was well-read, who was audacious, who was a great journalist. If you look at her Instagram post, she was a lively person. So, and a mother of a 13-year-old daughter. So she would not do anything like this, but under depression or under any other mental state, she may do it. And Dr. Nesha Khanna has elaborated it that there may be psychological reasons. One needs to look at any psychologist or psychiatrist in case of any help. We are seeing celebrities committing suicide because of this stress, and there is a recent research by a renowned institute which says celebrities come under stress many a time than a normal individual. I mean, I am not well equipped to comment on that, but this is a situation where a person commits suicide, and undoubtedly police would look into it. But this is something a person who is victim of the situation must go to a psychologist and take help.
Okay, let me in fact quickly also get in Dr. Gilada at this point in as well. Dr. Gilada, now her body has been reportedly taken for the postmortem. How crucial will this postmortem be in of course, surmising as to whether this was suicide or not?
See, when there is a unnatural death, because it's not a natural death. In unnatural death, whether it is a suicide or homicide, postmortem will decide what is the real cause. As Dr. Neha and Advocate Gaur said, what they're saying is we conclude that she has committed suicide. In many situations like this, though it apparently looks suicide, it can be homicide. And only postmortem, police investigation, lot of other things can tell. And nowadays it has become more easier than earlier because there is a trail of social media, there is a trail of mobile phones, photographs. So a lot of things will lead to one to another. Secondly, when we think it is suicide and we consider that okay, it is suicide, then a lot of young people, they have a very little threshold of overcoming any kind of stress. They don't share, as Dr. Neha said that. So then Nisha said that. They don't share with their relatives, they don't share with their family. And moreover, this nowadays work from home disease, loneliness, they are only clubbed with TV or PC or mobile. So in that kind of situation, there are a lot of things happening inside the mind. Mental stress is there, emotional issues are there. At young age, today is a bad day for the media industry because we lost Shefali in Mumbai, who has died of cardiac arrest. We do not know again the reason why cardiac arrest at 42. So at 40 or 42 people are dying, whether by suicide or by cardiac arrest or by something. This is a cause of concern for everybody. We need to discuss this and have a kind of a guideline for people how they should survive. Whether there are issues related to substance abuse, whether there are issues related to alcohol, relationships. Relationships are also a lot of time fragile. They are not steady relationship, and a lot of things will affect, and person can take an extreme state. Suicide is an extreme state, and usually when there is a person committing successful suicide, there has to be some suicidal attempt, whether by taking any medicine, by cutting vein or cutting artery or something. So we also need to look at that. A lot of people, almost 90% people who have committed successful suicide, they have already had some or the other history of suicidal attempts. So we need to look at all those issues before we conclude or come to the conclusion that she has committed suicide. Uday.
Yes. Okay. Let me in fact quickly go back across to you, Sri Selam. Sri Selam, what would now be your main demand as a friend of Swetcha from the police in this investigation?
Actually,
and the government, what would be your main demand?
Yes, case registered by the Central Zone Police and Chikkadpally Police are investigating. Postmortem completed, even funeral also completed. A lot of suspicious things they are leveling against the total investigation and the total prosecution side. As usually, the parents raised more than 8 suspicious questions before the prosecution, before the investigation authorities. Let us clarify. As of now, they registered it as a suspicious death only. Whether it's a suicide or murder, investigation will reveal. 6 teams constituted to find out the who is the behind the total screen. Mr. Purnachandar is an active leader in BRS party, as well as previously he was associated with the same channel where Swetcha is working as a coordinator. And a lot of things are should be investigated. And the background, whatever the background having the Swetcha and Swetcha family, Swetcha inheritance family, totally left-oriented and agitation and activist-oriented family, they never go for committing suicide. As per, it's my personal opinion. Investigation authorities will reveal what is happened. Since last 5-6 years, they are closely moving. It's known to each and everyone, and they are living together in separate premises without the consent, without information, without the consent of the parents. They are living, and a lot of things happen in between. And even our father also involved and warned that person. Just I came to know that he warned that person. He never expected, and she actually attended even 2 days back.